A weak MC regresses back in time to finally get revenge. If you like stories like this, then these two manhwa will be perfect for you. My personal favorite is the second one, so keep watching and tell me at the end which one you liked the most. Starting with the first manhwa titled, I Became a Renowned Family's Sword Prodigy. Picture a modern world where martial arts and strength reign supreme. In this world, fissures are occurring across the planet, and no place is safe anymore. To save humanity from monsters storming out of these fissures, the Ability Users Foundation became the guardian of society and works closely together with martial arts families. Just like the famous Divine Sword Baek family, which happens to be the family of our protagonist, Baek Woo-jin. Despite being born into one of the most powerful families, Baek Woo-jin has absolutely no talent for swordsmanship. Bullied by his 7 older siblings and their servants, ignored by his own father, Woo-jin finds himself alone in this cold environment. He trains like no other to someday be acknowledged by his father. At 24, he gets banished from the Divine Sword Baek family due to his weakness. His own brother, Baek Ho-jung, removes the root vein in his sword arm and destroys the aura heart. From this point on, Woo-jin's life just gets worse. A year later, he finds himself in a fissure break incident. He runs into a monster and dies. But before he takes his last breath, a thought goes through his mind. He just wants a last chance to get revenge on this rotten family. Surprised, he wakes up again 10 years back in time. But he's not alone anymore. A strange man is also there. He claims to be Blackstone, the greatest magic sword in existence. Although he lost most of his strength and has the appearance of a child, the two make a contract. Baek Woo-jin will help Blackstone get back to his original state, and in return, Blackstone will train him to be the strongest so he can get revenge on his family. Also, Blackstone is only visible to Woo-jin. Our protagonist gets quests by a hidden system that he needs to complete with the advice of Blackstone in order to grow. Soon, Woo-jin gets confronted with the past because it is time for his aura manifestation ceremony where he meets his family again, but this time it will be different. He receives a black aura that no one has seen before. I don't want to spoil too much, so I will try to keep it short. The story really starts now as he grows stronger and stronger with the help of Blackstone. He starts getting attention from his cold-hearted father, but with that comes also the envy of his siblings. He gains strong comrades and friends. With his hate and knowledge from the past and with the support of Blackstone, he will surely get his revenge on every single person that made his life a hell before. The manhwa creates an interesting story with the War of Succession and the different power systems. So make sure to give it a read. Both manhwa have around 90 to 100 chapters at the time of this recording. As I said before, I find the second one a little bit better, but before we continue, subscribe and like for future manhwa recommendations and more. The next manhwa, Swordmaster's Youngest Son, plays in a world with magic and sword aura. It's similar in a lot of ways to the first title, but at some point, they take different routes. Our protagonist in this story is Jin, born as the youngest son into one of the 2 most powerful clans, the Rookandel family. People with the blood of the Rookandel family are gifted with a strong physique and talent. It is tradition that at 1 year old, every child of the Rookandels chooses a sword in the sword garden, to predict its future. Jin chose the sword of the family head Barasada with that he was destined to be the future head of the family, at least that's what he had hoped for. But just like Baek Woo-jin from the first manhwa, Jin also had no talent for the sword. He got bullied by his siblings, especially the twins Daytona and Haytona, who had a grudge on him because he chose the family head sword with 0 talent. Despite all of this, he trained like a maniac but to no avail. In the end, he was banished from his family when he was 25 years old. He started to wander around the world and met his master. He realized that he had talent, but not for swordsmanship, for magic, which was forbidden in the Rookandel family. 3 years later, after experimenting with magic, Jin met Sodaret, the god of shadows. Sodaret proposes a contract to Jin. With this, he could use shadow magic and negate all curses. The point of negating curses is important, as Jin got cursed when he was young, and with that, he lost his talent for swordsmanship. Now he can finally get his life back. That's what he thought. The same night he died in an incident and got buried under his house. The next thing he sees is his family waiting for him to choose a sword, in the Garden of Swords. He returned to the past and chose Barasada again. As all his siblings before him, he got sent to the Storm Castle where all children of the Rukandals reside until the age of 10. Next, we jump 6 years into the future. After an incident with his older twin brothers, his father, the strongest human with the title Genesis Knight, came to see his son and investigate the altercation between the brothers. He recognized Jin's potential. Later, Jin found Rukandal's secret storage, where he met his guardian dragon Murakan. If you make a contract with a god, you get a guardian dragon at your side. At the age of 10, he finally returned to the main residence of the Rukandal family, the Garden of Swords. From here onwards, Jin needs to survive his siblings to achieve his goal of being the strongest. Compared to the first Manhwa, Swordmaster's youngest son has a lot more character depth to it. The world and the storyline also make more sense. But both of them are worth reading. Thank you for watching.